Magnifying lamps can be a great start to any skin treatments. For this treatment we're doing a back cleansing, and what you do is after you've done your consultation you get the area that you're working on, you'll do a manual inspection, and then you can use your magnifying lamp by turning it on. You get magnification and you've also got the light, and it just allows you to look at the area that you're working on. So if for instance your client had a mole or anything in an area that they weren't too sure about, you can have a look through your magnifying lamp close up and check whether it's worth avoiding that area or even asking them to see their GP. If you were working on the face or the back and there were any bad breakouts, you could have a look just to see if any of the spots or blemishes needed any medical attention, any antibiotics or any particular creams. And if you're working on waxing or you're doing any tweezing in areas, it can allow you to see if there's any ingrown hairs, if there's any folliculitis, or even if you just need to grab a very small hair with your tweezers. By using the magnifying lamp, it allows you to really see what you're doing, so you can be very specific. It's a great addition to any treatment. You can also use it for precision when you're doing eyelash extensions, when you're tweezing eyebrows and want to make sure that you've got the balance, you can be absolutely precise. And if you can, just use it when you're using any skin treatments, just to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing, you know every area, and there's no chance that you could work on something that should be avoided. Using a heat lamp or an infrared lamp can be a great way to either start up a skin treatment or even promote the additional benefits of a treatment that you're doing on the body. So when you're using a heat lamp or an infrared lamp, there's a few things that you have to take into account. You can't ever look at the bulb. This one, if I just quickly show you the colour, is actually the white heat, but you still can't look at it because you would actually long term damage your eyesight. You do also get the red infrared lamps, and again, just be very careful. If you're working on a client and you think that they might look at the lamp even when you tell them not to, then you can put the goggles on them just for extra protection. So for this treatment we're going to warm up the back before we do some cleansing back treatments, and what we would do is make sure that the back is suitable to have a treatment done, and again there's nothing here that would prevent us putting some infrared heat onto the back. We need to position the lamp at the correct distance, and normally the easiest way is to think of it as a hand towel's length. So a towel round about this size, and what you do is you angle it upwards against the lamp to make sure that it's the correct distance away. Explain to your client that they're going to feel the heat on their back, and what you can also do just as you turn it on is make sure that it's angled quite evenly on the area, and then you're going to make sure that you don't put it on for too long. Normally about 5 to 10 minutes just to warm up an area. You don't want to put a heat lamp on for too long because it can actually dehydrate if it was on someone for an excessive amount of time. But what it is great for is warming up the tissues, relaxing your client, boosting circulation. It's also great for warming up muscles if anyone's got any particular aches. If you've got a treatment on and it's safe to do so, you can also put the heat on and it will further enhance the effects of the treatment. And it really is just a lovely way to either start or maintain the effects of a relaxation treatment for your client. So today we're doing a cleansing back treatment, which is excellent if you're going on your holidays and you want to make sure your back's nice and clear, or if you tend to get breakouts, maybe you get some acne at the top of your back, or you tend to get blemishes. Sometimes if someone does a lot of exercise, you can get breakouts just because of the sweat that's on the area when you're exercising. So this is a great treatment maybe to do once every month or so. Just cleanse your back, give it a deep cleanse, an exfoliation, a mask, and just keep it nice and clear. Just think of it as a facial for your back. So first of all, we've got a clarifying gel cleanser, and we're just going to pop this all over the back area. You can use creamy cleansers, you can use tea tree based cleansers. Just use it for your own skin type, and just make sure that you apply it all over the area. If you want to, you can even use an exfoliation brush when you really want to make sure that you get into all the pores. And then just take your time, and you can just work in large circles, just making sure that you're cleansing the area. You can do a double cleanse if you like, so you'll just work all over, remove, pat dry, and then work all over it again, and the second cleanse will get rid of even more debris and dirt that might be trapped in the pores. So spend a good few minutes just working on the areas, and then when it's time to remove, you can either use sponges and you can just work methodically from the base of the back upwards, or if you want to, you can use a hot cloth to remove. And once you've removed it all from the area, you'll just pat it dry with a towel, and then you can either tone or you can move straight on to your exfoliator. So we'll just dry this off. And then towel over the area and just pat dry. Next part of a cleansing back treatment is body polish or body scrub. So load up your hands with product and just very gently start to apply. And if you need to activate it with a little bit of water, you can. So it's normal to start getting a little bit of redness, erythema, because you're stimulating the skin and you're bringing the blood to the surface. So as long as it's not excessive, it's a normal reaction. So all you're doing with this is just making sure that there's enough movement in the product. So if you need to reactivate with a bit more water, you can. And you're just doing big circles. And again, you're trying to unblock any blockages in the pores, any dead skin cells you're helping to remove. And you're also very gently stimulating circulation and bringing all the nutrients up to the surface. So you would work on the area about 3 times over, and then when it's time to remove, just grab either your sponges or again you can use a cloth. And once you've finished with the whole area, you can just dry it off with a towel, as we did during the cleanse. Just bring the towel over and dab until you're complete, and then you can move on to a mask. Next stage in a cleansing back treatment after you've done your cleanse and your exfoliation would be to apply a mask. So if it's really broken out and there's a lot of papules and pustules and spots, then you could use a clay mask to dry out the spots and to draw out the impurities. If it's quite balanced, then you can use a cream mask and just get some nutrients into the skin. Or if it's even a touch on the dry side, you could choose to put a cream mask on that really helps to boost the moisture levels. So what we're doing now is applying a self-heating mask just for extra relaxation, just all over the back area. We're using a small mask brush just now, but if you did have a larger brush, it would make more sense on the back area. People have actually bought brushes from DIY shops before just to apply it for quickness. Just obviously make sure that it's a clean brush and you're using it specifically for your treatment. So when you're applying your mask, just take a note of the manufacturer's instructions for the mask setting time. This one doesn't set to a solid film, but you will be told if it's 5, 10, normally no more than 15 minutes. And what you'll do is apply the mask to the whole area, and while it's doing its work, you could even choose to do a hand and arm massage on your client or a small foot massage. Some people do a little file and polish. Other clients just want to be left alone just to relax and enjoy the benefits of the relaxation. What you can do if you want to intensify the treatment is you can pop some cling film over the area, or you can pop a towel over it, or depending again on the manufacturer's instructions, you could even place the heat lamp over the area just for about 5 minutes to enhance the benefits, and the product will get deeper into the skin. So you would take this mask all the way up to the shoulders. If your client had different problems in different areas, you could put different masks in those areas. So if they had a breakout on the shoulders and it was quite acneic, then you could pop a clay mask on that area. And then if the skin was more balanced from the shoulders down, you could pop more of a creamy moisturising mask on those areas. So don't feel that you're stuck with one mask choice. So we would take the mask all the way up to the tops of the shoulders, leave it for the developing time just to get the full benefits, and then when it's time to remove, just use your sponges, and as with every product removal, just take your time, making sure that you're removing it thoroughly. And if you don't want to use your sponges, you can always use your hot cloth removal. And once you've done this, you can dry off the area with your towel, and if you want to, you can tone. If not, what you could do is go into a nice light massage, or if your client's quite happy with this, you can just do a very nice light moisturisation of the area. So just pop your towel in just to dry that off. Finishing off a cleansing back treatment, just a nice light moisturiser, nothing too heavy. If you do get breakouts on your back, a heavy, greasy, oily moisturiser could actually cause you more problems, so you can always go for one that's water based. So this is just a nice light moisturiser that's going to sink very nicely, very quickly into the skin. So just apply it in strokes, cover the full area. What you should feel now is the skin's really nice and soft and smooth. It's been exfoliated, it's been moisturised, it's had nice ingredients pushed into the skin, and the benefits should last you for a good few weeks. So if you wanted to, for the moisturiser as well, you could do some light massage moves, you could do some effleurage, you can also just run over the shoulders. And you're basically just taking your time with it until it pretty much sinks into the skin. And if you need to, you can just use your towel just to dab off anything that's sitting on the surface. As with any treatment, what you want to do to get the best out of it is maintain a good cleansing and exfoliation routine at home. So you can maybe make an effort to exfoliate 2 or 3 times a week in the bath or the shower. If you do exercise, you can make sure that you're washing your back within a few hours of finishing, so that you don't get any blockages and any sweat and oil on the surface. And if you did want to go to a salon and get this done, then every month or so. And that's us, our moisturiser's now sunk in, and that's a nice cleansing, detoxifying back treatment.